how to prepare a statement of cash flows, or how should a statement of cash flows should look like? Ano ang mga dapat makita doon? So, alam natin na kung saan nanggaling yung cash inflow, kung saan pumunta yung cash outflow, tapos yung bottom figure ay dapat kung ano yung first line, the statement of financial position mo. The same amount yan. The cash and cash equivalent ending. Okay? At sabi ko nga sa inyo, it is not easy to make those two figures the same, ano? Kasi yung flow ng paggawa ng statement of financial position, starting from the, ano, using the worksheet, no? From the unadjusted trial balance, adjustments, adjusted trial balance, then income statement balance sheet, no? Samantalang doon sa statement of cash flows, ay hawak mo tapat yung statement of financial position, lalo na kapag ang ginagamit mo paggawa ng operating activities ay indirect method. Ang siyang tatalakayin natin this afternoon. Now, doon sa paggawa ng operating activities, meron kang dalawang option, no? To use the direct or indirect method. Now, nakita na natin in previous meetings kung ano yung tinatawag nilang direct method. Now, this afternoon, indirect naman. But when it comes to financing and investing activities, isa lang ang option mo. Isa lang ang choice mo. But direct method, no? So, actually, wala kang option. Wala kang choice. Use the direct when it comes to the investing and financing activities. So, looking at the statement of financial position, ay madali lang i-compute yung comparing, no? Comparing two year ends or two periods, mga increase, decrease, comparing the amounts per amount, comparing two periods. But, i-explain dito sa mga pages na tatalakayin natin ang clear explanation kung paano isagawa ang presentation. Operating activities using the indirect method. Okay, so we had to speak this afternoon. Okay. Now, hindi naman pwedeng walang statement of cash flows, ano? Hanapin yan ng ano, attend ng board meeting. Now, we should know, we should observe that income statement is an accrual basis. And the statement of cash flows, this is the paper to present on cash basis, no? And especially if you are seeing an indirect method in operating activities, a clear attempt to reconcile from accrual to cash basis, because you have to present statement of cash flows, not statement of accruals, no? But statement of cash flows and cash basis. Okay, so ready? Sino ba? Villegas. Hmm? Ganda yan kung mas malaki-laki pang kaunti. Pwede pa ba palakihan yan? Kaunti. Iyon. Yun. Okay, yun. Okay, go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ito ay continuation ng report last week. So, ngayon is we were talking about the indirect method naman. The indirect method means that the net income or loss is adjusted for the effects of transactions of a non-cash nature, any deferrals or accruals of past or future operating cash receipts and payments and items of income or expenses associated with investing and financing activities. The indirect method presenting the cash flow from operations begins with the accrual basis net income and applies a series of adjustments to convert the income to a cash basis. So, ang indirect method is lagi siya nag-uumpisa sa net income. Kaya siya tinawag na indirect kasi ito ay deriving from the cash balance from the net income. Tapos nabasa ko din na ang indirect method is nagpo-provide siya ng useful link between the statement of cash flows and the profit or loss in the statement of comprehensive income and the account balances listed in the statement of financial position. And ito daw yung most common na ginagamit ng mga accountants na method sa para mais yung and convenience in its preparation. The following general guidelines are offered for the adjustment of net income. Number 1, all increases in trade non-cash current assets are deducted from the net income. Kapag nag-increase yung non-cash current assets, automatic madededuct siya sa net income kapag magpe-perform na po tayo ng indirect method. Number 2, all decreases in trade non-cash current assets are added to net income. Kapag ka naman nag-decrease sa adjustment ang non-cash current assets, iyon ay automatic ma-add sa net income. Number 3, all increases in trade current liabilities are added to net income. Number 4, all decreases in trade current liabilities are deducted from net income. Ganun lang din. Number 5, depreciation, amortization, and other non-cash expenses are added back to net income to eliminate the effect they had on net income. So, yung depreciation and amortization, ina-add back siya sa net income. Number 6, any gain on disposal of property or gain on early retirement of non-trade liabilities is included in net income, but it is a non-operating item. Thus, this is deducted from net income. Number 7, any loss on disposal of property or loss on early retirement of non-trade liabilities is deducted from net income, but this is a non-operating item. Thus, this is added back to net income. Other non-cash income or gain is deducted from net income, and other non-cash expense or loss is added to net income to eliminate the effect of net income. Continuing the illustration, the changes in current assets and current liabilities are summarized as follows. Account receivable from 2017 is 940,000. In 2016 is 350,000, so nag-increase siya ng 590,000. Inventory from 2017, 175,000. 2016, 100,000. And nag-increase siya ng 75,000. Prepaid insurance in 2017, 15,000. In 2016, 20,000. Nag-decrease siya ng 5,000. Accounts payable from 2017, 170,000. From 2016, 150,000. Then nag-increase siya ng 20,000. Accrued salaries payable, 25,000 from 2017. In 2016, 10,000. Nag-increase siya ng 15,000. Accrued interest payable, 2017, 10,000. In 2016, 15,000. Nag-decrease siya ng 5,000. Income tax payable from 2017 is 350,000 and in 2016, 250,000. Nag-increase siya ng 100,000. Unearned rent from 2017 is 10,000 and in 2016, 40,000. Nag-decrease siya ng 30,000. Ito na yon. Ito na yung pagpe-perform ng indirect method, operating activities. So, yun nga, net income, 1.5. Doon siya nakuha sa last report na income statement. Increase in account receivable, yun nga yung sabi kanina na kapag ka nag-increase sa non-cash current assets, i-deduct siya sa net income. 590,000. Increase in inventory, 75,000. Decrease in prepaid insurance, 5,000. Kapag ka nag-decrease yung non-cash current asset, i-add siya sa net income. Increase in accounts payable, 20,000. Increase in accrued salaries payable, 15,000. Decrease in accrued interest payable, 5,000. Increase in income tax payable, 100,000. Decrease in unearned rent income, 30,000. Depreciation, 50,000. Amortization of patent, 10,000. So, itong depreciation and amortization is in-add back sa net income. So, the net cash provided by operating activities is 1 million. The direct method and indirect method are applicable only to operating activities. Yun nga yung sabi ni Sir kanina. Pass 7, paragraph 21 provides that an entity shall report separately major classes of gross cash receipts and gross cash payments arising from investing and financing activities using the direct method. Illustration, company provided the following statement of financial position at year-end and other financial data relating to activities during the current year. Cash and cash equivalents of 2017 is 600,000. In 2016, 200,000. Accounts receivable net of allowance in 2017, 1,100,000. In 2016, 1,040,000. Notes receivable trade in 2017, 150,000. In 2016, 200,000. Inventory from 2017, 1,200,000. In 2016, 1,360,000. Prepaid expenses in 2017, 110,000. In 2016, 120,000. Investment in equity securities at cost in 2017, 300,000. In 2016, 500,000. Property, plant, and equipment in 2017, 3,400,000. In 2016, 2,400,000. 2 million. Accumulated depreciation, 2017, ilaless siya, 900,000. In 2016, ilaless din 600,000. The patent sa 2017 wala. Sa 2016, 80,000. The total of in 2017, 5,960,000. In 2016, 4,900,000. Accounts payable, 880,000 for 2017 and 840,000 for 2016. Notes payable, trade, 60,000 for 2017, 240,000 for 2016. Accrued expenses, 100,000 for 2017, 330,000 for 2016. Note payable, bank, short-term debt, 400,000 for 2017 and sa 2016 wala. Share capital, 100 par, 3 million for 2017 and 2016, 2,400,000. Share premiums from 2017 is 530,000. For 2016, 400,000. Retained earnings, 990,000 for 2017 and 2016, 790,000. Treasury shares at costs, wala. Ilalas yung 100,000 from 2016. The total of in 2017, 5,960,000. In 2016, 4,900,000. The statement of retained earnings for the year ended December 31, 2017 showed the following. Retained earnings January 1, 790,000. Net income for 2017, 1 million, the total of 1,790,000. Total cash dividends paid, leles mo yung 800. Retained earnings December 31 is 990,000. Additional information. The entity sold an investment in equity securities for 240,000 cash. There were no other transactions affecting the investment in equity securities. Land was purchased in the current year for 1,200,000, paying 1 million cash and issuing 200,000 share capital at par value. Equipment costing 200,000 and having a carrying amount of 80,000 was sold for 60,000 cash. Equipment of 400,000 was purchased for cash. The entity borrowed 400,000 from a bank to be paid June 30. Share capital with par value of 400,000 was issued for cash at a premium of 100,000. The treasury shares were reissued for 130,000 cash. The patent was fully amortized. Basic guidelines. Operating activities include the cash effects of transactions that enter into the determination of net income. Letter B. Investing activities include the cash effects of transactions involving non-operating assets. Letter C. Financing activities include the cash effects of transactions involving non-trade liabilities and equity. Yun lang po, sir.
Yun lang ba? Okay. So, magiging malinaw yan if we continue into the succeeding pages, no? The succeeding pages will follow kung ano yung mga stated rules, guides, instructions for you to continue preparing the statement of cash flows. In particular, yung portion ng operating activities using the indirect method. So, hindi mo masyadong maintindihan yung succeeding pages kung hindi ka, if you will not be going back to these pages na ni-report ni Clarissa, no? So, the continuation is the report of Nosidan. Nosidan, you may do the next reporting.
Good afternoon. So for the continuation, for the introduction, in determining cash receipts and cash payment, it is necessary to analyze all accounts in the cash settlement of financial position, with the exception of cash and cash equivalents. The net changes in all statement of financial position accounts are traced to their original entry. Accordingly, the preparation of this statement of cash flows requires reconstructions of original entries that affects the statement of financial accounts. The cash effects of transactions can be properly determined from the original entries. Example, a retained earnings with an increase of 200,000 pesos. As a matter of procedure, it is practical and logical to analyze first the retained earnings account. So nakuha po yung 200,000 as the statement of retained earnings shows a net income of 1 million peso cash, dividend paid of 800,000, which results to the net increase of 200,000. The original entries are properly numbered for easy reference. With respect to the net income, the original entry to close the same to retained earning is debit profit and loss of 1 million and retained earning and credit retained earnings of 1 million peso also. The net income is the principal cash inflow from operation and therefore the first item under operating activities. With respect to the cash dividend, the payment is recorded as follows: debit retained earnings of 800,000 and credit cash of 800,000 pesos. For the transaction, it affects the retained earnings as a shareholder's equity item. Therefore, the payment of cash dividend is shown under financing activity as deduction because it decreases cash. Next example is accounts receivable with an increase of 60,000 pesos. The increase in accounts receivable is originally recorded as debit accounts receivable of 60,000 and credit sales of 60,000 pesos. The increase in accounts receivable increased net income but did not increase cash. Thus, the increase in accounts receivables is deducted from the net income under operating activities. So we must remember the basic rule that all increases in trade account assets are deducted from net income. Also note that the accounts receivable should be analyzed net of the allowance for doubtful accounts. Next, notes receivable trade with a decrease of 50,000 pesos. The decrease in notes receivable is originally recorded as follows: debit cash of 50,000 and credit notes receivable of 50,000. The decrease in notes receivable increased cash but did not increase net income. Thus, the decrease in notes receivable is added to net income under operating activities. Again, remember the basic rule that under the direct under the indirect method, all decreases in trade accounts asset should be added to the net income. Next, inventory with a decrease of 160,000 pesos. The decrease in inventory in is originally recorded as follows: debit cost of goods sold 160,000 and credit inventory of 160,000 pesos also. The decrease in inventory increased cost of goods sold and consequently decreased net income but did not decrease cash. Thus, the decrease in inventory is added back to net income under operating activities. Followed by prepaid expense with a decrease of 10,000 pesos. The decrease in prepaid expense is originally recorded as follows: debit expenses of 10,000 and prepaid and credit prepaid expenses of 10,000 also. The decrease in prepaid expense increased expenses and consequently decreased net income but did not decrease cash. Thus, the decrease in prepaid expenses is added back to net income under operating activities. For the investment in equity securities, it has a decrease of 200,000 pesos. This decrease represents sales of securities for 240,000 or a gain of 40,000. The original entry is debit cash 240,000, credit investment in equity securities of 200,000, and credit gain on sale of investment of 40,000 pesos. The transaction involved a non-operating asset. Therefore, the cash received from sale of the investment is shown under investing activities as an addition because it increased cash. The gain on sale of investment is previously included in the determination of net income but it is a non-operating item. Therefore, the gain is deducted from net income under operating activities. Next is a property, plant and equipment with an increase of 1,400,000 pesos. Yung 1,400,000 pesos ay nanggaling sa entity purchase land of 1,200,000 and then equipment of 400,000, which is sold costing 200,000 pesos. Thus, there is a net increase of 1,400,000. For the purchase of the land, it is originally recorded as follows: debit land of 1,200,000, credit cash of 1 million, and share capital credit of 200,000 pesos. It is only the payment of 1 million is shown as deduction under investing activities because land is a non-operating asset. The issue share capital of the land is both a non-cash investing and financing activity. Thus, the transaction is simply disclosed. While in the purchase of the equipment, it is recorded as follows: debit equipment of 400,000 and credit cash of 400,000 pesos. It is because the purchase of the equipment is shown as deduction under investing activities because the equipment is a non-operating asset. For the sale of the equipment, it is originally recorded as follows: debit cash of 60,000 pesos, debit accumulated depreciation of 120,000 pesos, and the loss on and debit loss on sale of equipment 20,000 pesos, and a credit of equipment of 200,000 pesos. The cash received from the sale of equipment is shown as an addition under investing activity. The loss on sale of equipment is previously deducted from the net income, but this is a non-operating item. Therefore, the loss is added back to net income under operating activities. Yun lang po.
Okay. So, alam naman natin yung income statement or statement of profit or loss, which is on accrual. Now, hinihingi yung parang reconciliation, no? Between income statement and the cash and cash equivalent appearing in the statement of financial position. Doon napapasok yung statement of cash flows, ano? Starting with the net income, i-reconcile mo. I-prove mo na yun nga, ang iyong cash and cash equivalent using the statement of cash flows. Cash and cash equivalent na nag-appear sa statement of financial position. Now, notice also that it will be easier for you to come up with the operating activities using the indirect if from time to time when you are preparing the operating activities based cash flow, kung nakikita mo, nasisilip mo yung mga basic rules enumerated, ano? Now, the succeeding pages will discuss the how to use the indirect per account, ano? Per account, and explain why you have to deduct or add that amount to the net income. Okay, so nasan si Rose Ann? Rose Ann, ipakita mo, ibalik mo nga iyong ano, first paragraph sa screen. Ayan. In determining cash receipts and cash payments, it is necessary to analyze all accounts in the statement of financial position. Checkin mo nga yung iyong ano, screenshot. Ang iyong ano, ang tawag doon. Oh, screenshot. Ano yan? In the statement of financial position. Oo, marami inaanto ka na, no? Noong tinatype mo yan.
Ay, opo, sa statement po pala.
And then, so, hindi pala, yung tatanong ko pala sa iyo ay hindi pala sakop ng report mo. hindi succeeding pages. Saan ba yung next reporter natin? Si Jason? Wala naman si Jason eh. So, kasi doon sa kanyang report, may nabanggit doong ah, o kay Clarice. Pero may nakitaan ko si Clarice ng pinag-send na unearned rent income. Unearned rent income. Unearned rent income. Ano ito? Si Clarice pala ang tatanungin ko. Clarice,
Po.
may nabanggit ka sa iyong report na unearned rent income. Spell unearned, U-N-E-A-R-N-E-D. Tagalog, hindi pa kinita. Kaya lang, rent income daw siya. Rent income. So, alam naman natin kapag sinabing income, revenue yan. Ang dating unearned rent income. Sagutin mo nga ang tanong ko, Clarice. Yung bang,
Sir, ano po? Ay,
yung bang unearned rent income, revenue account ba yun?
sir, hindi po.
Ano yun?
Ano pa po kasi siya eh, 'di ba po? 'Di ba nga po unearned, parang utang pa po.
Okay.
Nasa ano po siya, liability account po yata.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Buti na lang, nasagot ng BSA. Oo. Oo. Kala ko, tulad lang ng BSMA, hindi masagot ng tama yung tanong ko. No? Okay. Hanggat yan ay unearned, ay meron kang liability to deliver the service that you are expected to give to the customer. So, kapag earned na siya, you can debit the liability and credit the revenue account, the earned portion of the unearned. So, yun, no? So, now it's good that I heard correct answer. That is a liability, no? Until the earned portion is earned, ano? Do you have any question at this point, class? So, wala yung isang reporter. Oo. Okay. So, what is the... Teka ha. Now, the material covering the unreported portion will be sent to the GC, no? So that you have a very clear understanding of the topic we are discussing. Because it is a statement of cash flows. Ay, lagi nang hinahanap yan. No? Lagi nang hinahanap yan. Now, in practice, yung audited financial statements, yung auditor ang gumagawa ng statement of cash flows. Kaya, nagkakaproblema, no? At sabihin mo, tanong mo sa chief accountant na meron kang allocated difference, ano? Hindi tumama doon sa cash and cash equivalent nag-appear sa statement of financial position, sabihin mo lang sa chief accountant yung difference amount, masasagot agad din ng chief accountant, no? Knowing that, kabisado na yung mga transactions nag-transpire noong period kumpara naman sa auditor, no? Na marahil 1 week lamang dumating doon sa client at yung client na yun ay isa sa 7 simultaneously na ino-audit niya, no? So, ganun yun, no? Okay. So, open your camera for our screenshot attendance. Okay. So, discussing the topic with open books, sigurado walang lahat ng detalye, no? Nakikita. Walang kawala. Kasi kasi nakasulat sa libro eh, no? Okay? Okay. So, ano ba to? Photographer natin ay si Lawrence. Lawrence, ikaw na ang ano,
Sige
ang
po.
magbilang. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Po. 1, 2, 3, smile.
Okay.
Okay na po.
Oo. Mga good looking pa rin sila. Pati ako. Pati na rin ako. Okay. So, sigurado na yon nasa cellphone. Okay, class. Have a break before we meet for our next episode of auditing, audit documentation. Very interesting topic, you know. Okay, class. Have a break.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir.